What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes, my YouTube channel. I'm gonna start doing some videos for you guys, for my #1 fans, my #1 supporters, even my haters. Why not? You know. Only sometimes though, because, bruh, I be busy. I be hella busy. Like when I did set that on my Instagram live, I was not joking. I really be busy with boxing, mostly like when I'm in training camp, getting ready for a fight. Like right now, I'm about to fight June 11th in New York, Madison Square Garden, the day of the Puerto Rican Festival. So that weekend is Puerto Rican Day weekend, yeah. So I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my amateur boxing experience, like from 9 till I was 17. 9 years old till I was 17, because at 17 is when I turned pro. That's when Floyd Mayweather signed me. But before we get to that, I just want to say this, because everybody be thinking wrong. I don't know why. I guess, you know, the media always have, I'm not gonna say always, the media 50% of the times they be wrong. 50% of the time they be right. But I just want to say, no, I did not have a baby on Leslie. I did not. We was broken up for like 5 months. We thought we was not gonna get back together. She was done with me and I was basically done with her. Right now we trying to work things out. Another thing, and bro, I do not throw subs to nobody. Like, I'm not a type of nigga. I'm not a type of guy. I don't throw subs to nobody. Everything I say is in general, and everything I say, it is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything I say is in general. What can I say? I just be recording myself, and I just be talking. Like, whatever come out my mouth, whatever is facts is facts. But like I said, when I talk, it just be in general. Like, I don't gotta throw subs to nobody. But back to my amateur boxing experience since I was 9 years old through 17. Because I turned pro at 17. That's when I got signed by Floyd. There's so many fighters that on top right now and doing good that I have fought in the amateurs. Like, I want to name my boy Edgar. Me, a lot of people don't know, but me and Edgar, like, we fought in Brooklyn. I fought in his gym. Meanwhile, I had 0 fights. I go over here having like 15 amateur fights already. He had hella experience. I was nervous as fuck because it was my first time, you know, having my amateur fight. Like, I kept using the bathroom. I had to go, kept using the bathroom and all that. So I'm like, bro, I'm nervous. And then I remember, like it was yesterday, bro. Like, I remember when I was using the bathroom at home, right? And it was like, before I was on my way to Brooklyn to the fight, I had to use the bathroom. This one last time I used the bathroom at my home before I went to the fights in Brooklyn. I remember I was sitting down in the toilet, and I would never forget. I was like, yo, I'm wondering if like the kid that I'm gonna fight knows I'm fighting him. Like, does he, I know who he is, does he know who I am? But anyways, we ended up fighting when I was 9, he was 10 years old, he's a year older than me. And he beat me. It was my first amateur fight. He beat me like clear and square. I was fucking swinging wild. But they did show me a lot of love. They told me I could fight and I could be a great fighter. Just keep doing what you're doing and stay focused. So since that fight, bro, no lie, no cap, I won 27 fights in a row. After I lost my first amateur fight, I won 27 fights in a row without losing. And then my second loss was in Kansas City and Ringside World Tournament, you know, where they have all the good fighters and experienced fighters and everything else. So I fought this kid from Cali, and that was my second loss in Kansas City and Ringside. I remember, yo, bro, I fought so many people in the amateurs. I remember I fought Richardson Hitches. I beat him twice, but this when Richardson had like no experience. He probably had like 8, 9 amateur fights, and I had about like 20, I think, like 20 something maybe. So I ended up beating Richardson twice. Now he's a rising prospect, signed with Floyd as well, and he's doing good. He's doing good. He's in my weight class, super lightweight. He's doing what he got to do as a pro, and I can't wait to see him fight more. Cause you know that's my boy too. A lot of people don't know. Him and fucking Beehive used to come to my house like all the time. When they started boxing, bro, they used to take the train from like Brooklyn, Manhattan, all the way to the Bronx, just so we could talk shit about boxing, and they even put on the gloves with my brothers, like one of my brothers, my oldest brother. So that shit is memories. We talking about when we was like 13, 14, like 8 years ago. Bro, this shit hitting right here. These chicken wings. We got garlic palm, and there's honey hot. Fire. Yo, another thing. I remember I fought Bruce Carrington, also from Brooklyn. Everybody know him by Shushu, but his real name is Bruce. Bro, he was a bad motherfucker as an amateur, but he always had that pro style. He always had that pro style. Like before I fought him, I used to see him in the amateur fighting and shit, like in Brooklyn and shit, like local shows and all that. And I'll be like, yo, this little kid good, bro. Like, he could fight. He got good head movement. He always had great head movement. I'm like, yo, he good. Like, he could fucking fight. So we end up fighting. We end up meeting in Silver Gloves. In the Silver Glove States. That was like in Rochester. Like Rochester, New York. We fought out there. But yo, listen to this. I fought Bruce. Sick as f. I remember not training for like 2 weeks, and then, cause I was sick. And then my father saw I was getting better, and then my father said, he asked me, yo, you still wanna go to the tournament? To the Silver Gloves? I'm like, let's go, yeah, I wanna fight. Shit, I can fight, I don't care, let's go. And I didn't know Shushu was gonna be in my weight class, so we end up meeting up. I ended up beating him in a close fight. It was a very close fight. To be honest, in my eyes, it could have gone either way. And then we meet up again. I think it was in the June Olympics. In the June Olympics, I believe so. It was in Manhattan or something like that. Well, I ended up beating him there too. We fought 2 times. I beat him twice. But he's doing his thing right now. He signed with Top Rank as well. 24 years old, upcoming prospect. He's about 3-4-0 now, and he laying motherfuckers out. He laying them out. He looking sharp as hell in the pros. Cause like I said, he always had that pro style. Always. What else? Shit. I remember going to the national tournament. I remember going to like California, to all these tournaments. One time I also fought like in Serbia. That was for the national Golden Gloves. I ended up fighting in Serbia. But before that tournament, you had to fight in the June Olympic National. It was in Reno, Nevada. 141 pounds I was fighting that time. I'm still 140, but you know, I was 141 pounds. This is in 2015. I was 141 pounds, right? And shit, in that weight, everybody was there. You're talking about you had me, Nikita, who also from Brooklyn. We also end up fighting one time. Me and Nikita. He signed with Eddie Hearns right now. Right now, he's doing this thing. He's an upcoming prospect as well. He's about 8-0 with 6 knockouts. I ended up beating him in the June Olympics over there somewhere in New York. It was for a title, for a belt. And it was a great fight as well. I remember he had a lot of hand speed. He still does. But when he was a kid, yo, his hand speed was crazy. He used to throw a lot of punches. Like Russian style. But back to what I was saying, in the national June Olympics in Reno, Nevada, you had me, him, Jerron Ennis, Richardson Hitchens, and like some other fighters I believe from California or something like that. And they was all good, heavy hitters. Guess what though? me and Jerron Ennis end up meeting in the finals. Bro, before like 4 or 5 times before the finals comes. And we end up meeting in the finals because we beat everybody in our weight class basically. But we meet in the finals and first round, the bell ring first round, boom, we coming out fighting. We looking at each other, popping the jab. He throw like a 1-2 hook, boom. Motherfucker hurt me. He was a big kid. He always been a big kid though, like 141, hella tall, long arm, big kid, big frame, big body. And I was always that like, not that little guy, but that middle guy. Like I was not too tall and I ain't had that long reach or nothing. I was mediocre, you know. I could have been fighting at 132, but in the amateurs it's so hard to make that weight class because, you know, amateurs is different. You know, you gotta make weight the same day of the fight and stuff like that. So I just stuck to 141. So he beat me. He ended up getting gold. I ended up getting silver in the National Junior Olympics. And from there he had to go to the National Golden Gloves to Serbia. We're talking about international tournament now. So he goes, oh, I'm not gonna go to that. I'm turning pro. So they called me. USA Boxing end up calling me because I got second place. I got silver. So they end up calling me and they was like, they asked me if you wanted to go. I'm like, shit, I'm down. Hell yeah, yo, bro. I was so excited. I was like, I told my dad, I was like, Pop, look, I got an email. I got an email that I'm going to the international, to the Serbia tournament, the National Golden Gloves. And he looked at like, we're not gonna go. But I was like, man, I'm going. I want to fight. Like that's a great experience for me. So it was USA. So I was with the whole USA team, like with the people that got gold. So it was USA, Germany, Hungary, Serbia, and like the UK. So I end up fighting. The first day I end up fighting Hungary, and I end up losing the first day. But this because the motherfucker had a weird style, aqua fighter. You know, those fighters out there, like most of them don't really have skills. They could fight, like they tough. Don't really have like skills like the East Coast, some of the West Coast. But it was a great fight. But he ended up beating me. So I'm like, shit, fuck. I was depressed because that was my chance to get gold in the National Golden Gloves, but I didn't. I ended up losing, and that was like my last few amateur fights. I ended up going back to the US. I ended up coming back home, and now there's a lot of people that wanted to sign me to turn pro. Long story short, I ended up signing with a manager from Florida who was Gary Jones, pro management. And then I signed a promotion deal with Floyd Mayweather. And that lasted like about 3 years. I was complaining after the 3rd year because I was not getting fights enough and stuff like that. Like I wanted to fight, I wanted to stay active and get like at least 4 fights a year, 3 fights a year. I was only getting 2. So I'm like, nah, I gotta get out of here because I want to continue my career, you know? So that's when I got released. Because I had told him, and when I was 20 years old, I signed a promotion deal with Top Rank now. They wanted to sign me. So right now I'm with Top Rank and I feel comfortable with them and I'm getting the fights that I need and that's it, man. Now I just climb to the top and become more champion. Someday, it's gonna come. I work too hard. I have experience as a fighter. Obviously, and we're gonna get to the top, man. Like, I believe in myself. Whoever's watching this video, believe in yourself. You lose one amateur fight, you lose one pro fight, don't give up. Do not give up. Keep pushing, keep getting better. Go back to the gym, go back to the drum board. Get a lot of sparring, because that's where you're gonna learn at in the sparring. Like a coach could teach you to a certain level. and you could create different shit in sparring. Like in sparring, that's where you're gonna get better, especially sparring elite fighters. Like we're talking about like world champions, young prospect, good amateurs who has a lot of experience and fight like pros. You know, like stuff like that, man. Shit. When I was an amateur and my father as a coach used to tell me, oh, you're gonna spar this guy today, this guy, and they was all pros. I barely sparred any amateur, so that's how I got better. That's where I got to where I'm at now, you know. 22 fights in as a pro, 1 disqualification, 1 loss officially, and I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing in life. I just want to keep getting better and prove to the world that I deserve a title shot, and that's gonna come. I believe in myself. I got too much faith. That's why I got it tatted right here in my forearm. As long as my family believe in me, and I believe in myself, that's what matters at the end of the day. Whoever supported me out there, I appreciate that. That's love, man. Like, I appreciate all the love, always, and I will always will. Oh, I remember when I fought Shakola too. When I fought Shakola Stevenson. Bad motherfucker. Shit. I remember when we fought in the Junior Olympic Regionals in Lake Placid, bro. Whoever watching this video and been to Lake Placid to fight for the Junior Olympic, I know y'all got stories for days. I'm talking about like fighting, hanging out, and being with your team and everything else. Like, shit. Lake Placid was hella fun back then. I don't know about now, but back then, it was popping. I remember when I first recorded there and in the Junior Olympic Regionals, right? Yo, it was packed. Like, everybody's watching. Everybody wanted to see Josue Vargas versus Shakola. It was also in the finals, right? And shit, it was 2 southpaws. To be honest, the skills that Shakola always has skills, but the skills that he got now, he got shit. Now nobody, a lot of people can't touch him. Back then, like when I fought him, he was not that type of fighter as he is now. But I really didn't have a lot of experience either. I had a lot of experience, but not as much as him, because I think he had like, if I'm not mistaken, he had like 50, 60 fights. I had about 30, 25 fights, something like that. I can't remember. But in the finals, I ended up beating him, right? So he was upset, and I'm over here like, let's go. And everybody's screaming, and I think my father and his grandfather, Wale, that's a guy I love, man. Like, he's a supporter as well. I mess with him. I like him a lot. I think my father and him was talking like, oh, we gotta fight again. Let's do a rematch in 2 weeks or in a week, I think it was. So he had a show in his gym now in Newark, New Jersey. So I'm like, shit, let's go, let's do it. I'm down for it. And I think it was like in 2 weeks, right? So I had this big ass head, bro. I'm like, I'm not gonna train for him. That whole week, like, I really did not go to the gym or train. Like, I was so gassed. I was Junior Olympic Regional Champion. I beat Shakola. I was so hyped and gassed that I barely trained that whole week. So I ended up fighting him in his gym in Newark, and he ended up beating me. Boom. He beat me in a close fight. It was like 2-1. 2 judges went to him and 1 judge went for me. Shit, he beat me in a close fight. But I think it was fair and square. And then, now my father said, let's have a rematch. We gotta have it the 3rd fight. So now I fight him again in Newark, New Jersey, in another place, a week later. He ended up beating him again. So he beat me 2 times and I beat him once. But the last time, he really, like, I was like, yeah, he stepped it up. Like, he went from here. The first fight, he was here. And then the last fight that we had, he just went from here to like right here. I'm like, shit. I was like, I gotta get back in the gym, fuck that. Now Shakola's fighting for the WBC against Oscar Valdez in about 2 weeks. That's gonna be a great one. I tell everybody Shakola's gonna beat him. Not that Oscar Valdez is a bad fighter. He's a great fighter, tough fighter. But it's just different styles. Like, Oscar Valdez is more like a brawler. Shakola is like more of a like aware. I'm sorry. Shakola more like a aware fighter. Like, you not touch me. Like, nah, I can't get touched. Like more like skillful. Like boom, jabbing. Boom, jabbing again. And he's long too. Shakola's long. You know, and he got height for 130. Oscar Valdez, I feel like he's a small guy. So, in that fight, I got Shakola. My money's on Shakola. But guys, I know people is like, where's my bev at? Where's your bev, bro? But yo, but guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I got so much more to talk about, maybe in the next YouTube video that I do. And a message for the people that feel like they have potential but don't have the motivation to go and get it. Make sure you go and get it. Don't waste time. You know, time flies, bro. Like, I remember I was 9 years old the other day. I'm 23 now. I'm here sitting with y'all talking to y'all about boxing and about my background in the amateur days. But look, it don't have to be boxing. Get up, do what you love to do, go grind, go get it. Make sure you be consistent and you will get far in life. It could be with a YouTube channel, it could be working a job 9 to 5, something that most people don't like to do. But if you're not chasing other dreams that you could be doing, you gotta find a way to make money, right? So you gotta find a way to pay rent, bills, and everything else, right? I know that. So make sure you go get it. And for the young fighters out there, stay in the gym, stay hungry, stay positive. Always stay positive. Don't be negative, and don't let nobody tell you different. Believe in yourself. Always have faith. God bless you all. Make sure you tune in to my next YouTube video. Make sure you subscribe and comment what y'all guys would like to see in the next video. And I will talk to you soon. Banger. My bad, the camera died. Oh shit, look at my mom. I just noticed that shit. Pause. Before I go, this is my last win. I just want to show you how good this looks. Garlic palm, bro, taste it. Make sure you go right now and go buy it. This shit is fire. You gotta eat it to the bone though. Like, you gotta know how to eat chicken wings. Guys, another thing. I know my mouth is dirty once again. But another thing. I got so much to talk about. Like, there's not even half. You know, I'm just a little hot right now. I'm getting hot with these chicken wings and everything else. But like I said, I will be making another video very soon. So stay tuned and I'll see y'all.